The Envirothon team is a contest, they participate in a contest over 5 different areas: the forestry, soil, wildlife, aquatics, and then our special topic.
The main 4 categories, the ones that never change, they are paper tests, and this year the special topic is LIDs, or low impact development. The LIDs, they're basic things you can do in your own yards. A lot of people think that you need to put fertilizer down right before it rains, which is not true, because if you do that, the rain's going to wash all the fertilizer away and it will run into our creeks and our rivers.
Our scenario is we're a committee coming in to the OSU Botanical Gardens to make an expansion on what's already there, using LIDs to reduce non-point source pollution around the gardens.
And we have to present a 10-minute presentation, and each of us has to speak.
I'm the wildlife person on the team, the wildlife specialist. I guess because I really like wildlife, and I like forestry too, but I'm not quite as good as my teammate Rebecca.
You have to work hard to get to where you want to go, such as this year, we're really trying to go to Pennsylvania, which is where nationals are.
This is our state oral presentation over LIDs and non-point source pollution.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Because you've put your trust into our company, Urban Design Strategies, we have come as their official committee to talk to you today about our LID plans to reduce the amount of stormwater runoff and non-point source pollution entering Stillwater and Cow Creeks. My name is Courtney Alfield, and my partners are Hannah Barber, who will talk about your roads and parking lots, Emma Bellafato, who will talk about your service roads, trailways, and the riparian area along Stillwater and Cow Creeks. Rebecca Brisolera will discuss your maintenance shop and yard, along with the head house and propagation buildings, while Jessica Cawthon will confabulate about your demonstrative gardens on top of the floriculture research plots and the arboretum. After contact with the stormwater managers of Stillwater and our own town, we realized that LIDs in most cases may cost more in the beginning. However, they will be better for the community and more cost efficient over the course of time. As we bring you our ideas, we encourage that Oklahoma State University as well as the community of Stillwater continue to educate the public through short courses about the use of LIDs and what individuals can do to control non-point source pollution in their own yards. According to the Soil Survey of Payne County, this area receives an annual precipitation of 32 inches. We will consider ways to not only slow the water flow, but how to also conserve water for a possible drought. We also found that the soils in this area are primarily loam, with a deep drainage and gentle slope. After checking with EPA regulations and the Clean Water Act, we have come up with these ideas that each of my partners will share with you as to how to keep your botanical garden non-point source pollution free, starting with Hannah Barber, who will talk about your roads and parking lots for the traveling of thousands of visitors a year.
Thank you, Courtney. The OSU Botanical Gardens are a highly visited area by college students, families, and outdoor enthusiasts. The upcoming expansion, in which we are planning for, hopes to increase the annual visitation from 10,000 visitors per year to 100,000. Most of these guests will enter down Sanger Road, or an exit off of Highway 51, onto a road that runs through the garden. Along with the roads that the cars need to drive on, there must be a place for them to park. The large amount of impervious surfaces that the roadways and parking lots pose onto the land cause the amount of stormwater percolation to decrease. Not only do cars bring impervious surfaces, but also chemicals and pollutants. In order to fix these problems, our committee has brought to you a plethora of resolutions using LIDs to reduce non-point source pollution. Our plans for Botanical Road fit with the Stillwater City Code and follow the Oklahoma Pollution Discharge Elimination System. We hope to install porous concrete after consulting with Cody Wittenberg, the city stormwater manager, who is a strong proponent of its use. This surface will increase the amount of groundwater recharge. Another idea would be to install vegetated medians in the roadways to further reduce the amount of water displaced in times of heavy rains. The parking lot would be made of porous gravel, which will allow water to percolate through. The lot would be set up with many vegetated structures similar to those found in the roadways, which would absorb and filter rainwater. As an added precaution, we feel that the addition of native plants and vegetation should be added around the lot. This way, optimum filtration is possible. With these ideas, stormwater will be handled effectively and will reduce non-point source pollution, as well as be aesthetically pleasing and long-lasting. Now I'll turn it over to Emma.
Thank you, Hannah. With the large number of people you are hoping to bring into this garden, you will need to have a plan for your service roads, trails, and riparian areas along both Stillwater and Cow Creek. Because the roads will require upkeep, service roads will be needed. To lower the impact of roads in a natural habitat, the service roads will be narrow, two-laned, and made of gravel, which will provide a pervious surface to reduce runoff. One minor issue with a gravel road would be occasional dust problems. To eliminate this problem, we will water the roads as needed using our cisterns from the surrounding buildings. Along the sides of the service roads, we will put check dams, which will slow the rate of runoff and will retain water to allow time for filtration. We will also put check dams along sides of the walking trails. The walking trails will be made of pervious or open grid pavers. Alternating with these check dams will be sections of gardens filled with native flowers and plants, which we recommend be surrounded with mulch and compost. Having these sections of gardens will help prevent roadside erosion. Another important plan to consider is the riparian areas along Stillwater and Cow Creek. A riparian area, according to OSU Extension Facts, includes the trees and other plants growing next to a stream, river, pond, or lake. The riparian areas will need to be a minimum of 25 feet wide so that they can be very beneficial and provide many functions such as to store water, reduce floods, and provide food and shelter for many wildlife species. By placing riparian areas along these two creeks, we can keep the creek banks from eroding and we can filter runoff before it pollutes our creeks. Now I'll turn it over to Rebecca.
Thank you, Emma. The impervious surfaces of the maintenance shop, head house, and propagation building increase the amount of stormwater runoff, but with the urban design strategies LID tactics, we can decrease it. We would recommend rooftop gardens and green walls because of their many benefits, such as the absorption of stormwater, lowering energy consumption, improving air quality, and they are aesthetically pleasing. Not only do we have LID practices to help reduce stormwater runoff, but also how to put it to good use. By placing an above-ground cistern, rainwater can be harvested and stored to be used throughout the garden during times of drought. As for the maintenance yard, we suggest the use of gravel encircled by a vegetative berm. This allows for the stormwater runoff volume to be decreased, as it is being taken up by the vegetation. As water passes through the vegetative berm, filtering also occurs, removing the pollutants the stormwater may have picked up, bringing forth a water of higher quality. Now on to Jessica.
Thank you, Rebecca. Today, I will be talking to you about the demonstration gardens used to help future gardeners garden more effectively and efficiently. The floriculture research plots will be used to do plant-based experiments. The arboretum will have native and non-native species for the visitors. Unfortunately, these non-native species will need more water than the Oklahoma weather will provide. We plan on primarily using the rain barrels and cisterns my colleague Rebecca previously mentioned to water these plants. We will use mulch and compost to lessen the impact of rainfall on the gardens. The gardens will be elevated, using terraces and berms to direct water flow towards a wetland. On the edges of these terraces, berms, and gardens will be small gravel walkways for the visitors, students, and gardeners to use to explore the space. The wetlands are a key part of our plan for this space. Wetlands clean water by operating not only as a buffer, but also using up the excess pesticides, fertilizers, and insecticides we use in the gardens. These wetlands will provide habitat for many different species of wildlife. This wetland or riparian area will slow stormwater runoff to help with creek bank erosion. The terraces and berms will also help with stormwater runoff. Now I'll hand it back to Courtney for the wrap-up.
Thank you, Jessica. We hope that you will not only implement these suggestions in your garden, but that you will also put a purpose and descriptions at each LID location so that it may also serve as an education tool that visitors may take and use in their own homes and gardens. In a way, we are helping today at Oklahoma State University and helping tomorrow across the nation. Noted conservationist Aldo Leopold once stated, "We abuse land because we see it as a commodity belonging to us. When we see it as a community to which we belong, we may then begin to use it with love and respect." It is with these words that Urban Design Strategies is here today for a better tomorrow. Thank you.